Let me rephrase the question for you, Aaron. Are you a
So I know like a lot of like big like financial like gurus or influencers that I listen to, they just don't invest in defense stocks because it's just morally wrong for them. But what do you guys think? Do you think is it right or wrong to, like, we know that of course if this war continues, Lockheed Martin is probably going to continue going up as well as the other defense stocks. So
no?
do you guys feel like, oh, it's not right for me to invest in these stocks, or no? Okay.
No, as a trader, you have to distance yourself from. You can't fight to be a good person and be a trader that capitalize on market movements, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you want to be the best, in this is personal opinion, right? And this goes for everything, because everything we trade has consequences. And it's the same. Trading the US dollar, I trade an uptick in unemployment, right? That means thousands of people are going to kill themselves from that uptick in unemployment. But that's going to happen whether I trade it or not, right? That's going to happen whether I don't stand there and be morally upset. When Russia went into Ukraine, I pulled a trade on gold. I made profit, right? I was sad that everything went on. I was. And I was watching the TV in shock, very much like I am with this whole Israel situation. And as a human being, it is horrible to see. But as a business, my job is to execute on market movements. And if these market movements are predictable, given these macroeconomic events, I need to pull that trigger. You can't sit there and try to be a good person and trade macro events. It's just, you're just going to hesitate too much, or you're going to beat yourself up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you need to break those two. You need to rip those two apart. Okay. You're a trader. You're in this. Now, once you've closed your trading platform, sure, go get a scotch, sit down, and yeah, it's tough. It is. It's horrible to see these things that are happening. It is. It truly, truly is horrible. But my business is to make money on market movements. And this is causing large market movements, which means it's prime for the business. Much like reporters are going to get in there and be journalists. And they're going to sit there and be like, no, I'm doing the right thing because I'm informing everyone. And part of them is right. Now, the other side is, yes, they're profiting off of it. But this goes for everything, like I said, in unemployment upticks, in inflation when it goes through, in when businesses go bankrupt, short selling a stock as it's going right, you're going to have hundreds of people lose their jobs, lose their livelihoods, right? Is that going to stop me from short selling a stock that the business isn't run correctly? No, that's going to happen anyway. But my job is to profit from it. So I think you really need to break that apart from a morality perspective. I get it. We all want to be good people. We all want to do the right thing and stand for what we're proud in. And it's important to me that I'm a good person personally outside of trading. And I like to be a good person. It makes me feel good to be a good person, evidently. But my business depends on me pulling the trigger when I'm required to pull the trigger. And sometimes you've got to make some hard decisions, and you just got to be able to break that and pull the trigger. That's personal opinion. But in trading, I think you need to distance morality and fact.
It's a really, really great answer. And no,
right.
Sorry, I mean,
but yeah. Ask a philosophical question. I'm going to give like Ebenezer said, business is war.
Yeah.
Market's already opened. Like if we're up and running, this is what I do, right? This is what I do. If you're a defense contractor and people need bullets, they're going to do it through you, or they're going to do it through someone else. And if you're looking at this as a business, there's an opportunity to make bullets for them.
Mm-hmm.
You get them the bullets, right? They're going to get it. The market's going to move. Everything's going to happen. Now, you can sit here and do nothing and be in the same position at the end of it, or you can act on it and, as horrible as it is, profit from it. But we're traders. That's what we're here to do. We're not here to lose money or sit in our hands and have a moral compass. No, we're here to make money, right? And that's my standpoint.
Yeah. What about you, Aaron? Do you have any moral, objections from investing in Lockheed Martin, which if this continues to escalate, companies like Lockheed Martin and others will continue to go up? Would you have any? Do you have any kind of moral compass that would prevent you from, going long or just buying stock in Lockheed Martin and the other defense companies.
Let me rephrase the question for you, Aaron. Are you a
So that's Boris. It's a beautiful question, brother, and I love these types of conversations because they're difficult and they're muddy. Initially, especially when I first started trading, my whole life, I wanted to build beautiful buildings that were developed for people that struggled in different poor communities that were not able to afford these types of buildings. I wanted to be an architect when I grew up. Then I got a book about stocks. I bought a Wrigley's at 14. They sent me a dividend check for 14 cents in a backpack of gum, and it changed my life. But I still held on to that kind of altruistic idea. So for years, I did not invest my money in companies that I thought were doing harm to the world, like a Lockheed Martin. And that really changed probably right around 21 for me. So I'm 27 now, so that's about 6 years ago when I first really started day trading. And I realized I had owned Walmart for years, and I had profited off of Walmart for years. Walmart has done an incredible job of producing preposterous returns. They've also done an incredible job of putting thousands of farmers out of business here in the States and across the globe. Effectively, here in the States, if you farm corn, you're going to sell that corn to Walmart. I believe the figure is 87% of the time. Walmart is like the largest company like doing that. And so obviously, Walmart sets the prices. And if you want to, you can say no and just not make money until you're lucky enough to get one of the other 13% of guys to come knock on your door. But otherwise, you're out of luck. So what I've tried to do instead is try to take a more proactive approach, because like as Jordan was saying, we're only traders that we have smaller accounts, man. So and by smaller accounts, I mean under 50 million. You're not even in the conversation for a lot of these assets. I know a couple of I'm in a really good situation now. I've met a lot of really great traders from around the world. I know guys that have $20 million accounts. They trade really boring. They mostly swing trade and are looking to invest. But even if they throw $20 million at a stock like Amazon, they'll get through some liquidity. And then 30 seconds later, things will be back to normal. It's so they only have so much effect. So what I've tried to do is be proactive in other ways. Since I've swung a hammer since I was yay high, I work for Habitat for Humanity quite often, and I work as a leader trying to build houses for the less fortunate. I volunteer a lot at a couple of different churches in the Washington D.C. area to try to bring attention to different situations, specifically for the poor and for the ill. I do the same thing for a few different kinds of veterans with my work in jiu-jitsu, trying to give veterans free jiu-jitsu. It's kind of like a therapy for them because they're able to be physical and talk about things in an environment that they're accustomed to. And in these ways, I feel like I'm being the change I want to see in the world. I would love to be able to stand 10 toes tall and say, if I don't invest in Lockheed Martin, I feel better morally. But the reality of it is the money and the profits that I make from my trading will in some way, shape, or form be able to positively affect those that are suffering in different capacities. So I feel like as traders, it is our prerogative to not just get out there and maximize our profits, but to dedicate large sums of those profits to making the lives of others better, because it's not our fault we grew up having a love for achievement and accomplishment, but it is our fault if we do not share some portion of that achievement and accomplishment with those that don't have the same things we do. I'm going to get off my soapbox. We'll get to go.
Hey guys, Jordan here. Just wanted to send you a personal little thank you for sticking around and watching us here at TradeDelicious. If you did enjoy the content, consider subscribing. Everything we do here is completely free. And of course, we have some other video suggestions here which you might love. We will see you in the next video.